All right, so in this one, I'm going to do a little tour as well. We'll be showcasing another place that I've spent a lot of time at, and that would be CSP Solano, also known as Solano. It's level 2, level 3. I was there from like 2015 to 2018, and like as far as places like that go, it's one of the better ones. You know. So CSP Solano is in the city of Vacaville, California, which would be about the halfway point between Sacramento and San Francisco. CSP Solano has 4 different yards. Each yard contains about 1,000 inmates, so about 4,000 inmates there. It's a level 2 and a level 3 facility. Difference between level 2 and level 3 is the level 2, it's going to be dorm living. There are no armed guards in the elevated platforms in the housing units. On the level 3 side, there are armed guards in the elevated platforms. They're armed with a Mini 14 rifle, and it's more serious. Level 3 would be like a medium high security, and level 2 would be like a medium security. Level 3 is also going to be cell living. And I say it's one of the better prisons I've been. It's probably the best prison I've been to. Now, it's not to say it doesn't suck, but that particular prison didn't have as much like crazy shit going on like other joints I've been to. Even on the level 3, there wasn't too much, blood and guts going on. There was, riots. Stuff does happen, but that particular prison, it's all GP. There's no PC or SNY there, and there's a whole shit ton of programs. If you want to like turn your life around and fucking do some good, that's where I got my college degree from. There, they have college, they have GED, they have any kind of self-help group you can think of. They have different types of vocational programs. They do the eyeglass lens lab. So anyone in the state of California who has Medi-Cal and they get their glasses through Medi-Cal, they're made at that prison. Here's some friends of mine. On the left is Mr. Hopper. Next to him in the jacket is Leon. Do not call him Leon. He'll get mad at you. It's Leon. Next to him is Tex number 1, and the guy on the right is Tex number 2. Those two on the right are brothers. How do I know that? And how do I know those guys? Because they're at Solano. There is this groundbreaking first of its kind program. It's called OMCP. OMCP, Offender Mentor Certification Program. What they do, I shit you not, I was part of that program. That's how I know those guys. What they do is they bring in an actual accredited school that comes into the prison, and for qualified inmates who meet the requirements to be there, it's a drug and alcohol counseling school. Once you complete that educational prerequisite, they then bring in the state exam, and you can sit for and take the state drug and alcohol counselor's exam and become a certified drug and alcohol counselor. And it's a really awesome program. So since the prison pays for your education and certification, the trade-off is you have to serve the rest of your sentence as an inmate counselor, working in different prisons for the rest of your sentence. It's a really good deal. It's a really good program. You can go ahead and Google that, OMCP, Offender Mentor Certification Program. Now I want to introduce you to a couple guys here. These are the Clark brothers. I'm talking about that guy and then the guy next to him, but you can't see the other guy because there's big ass heads in the way. So unfortunately I couldn't get a picture of the other brother because the guy's head was in the way, but that's Stephen and James Clark, okay, the Clark brothers. And I am blessed to have met these guys and got to be in their presence, because these two guys are great men, such that they deserve a couple minutes on this video. So these two guys, they're LWOPs, right? So that's life without the possibility of parole. They'll never get out. They both have like several murders under their belt. They offended when they were probably 18, 19 years old, part of like a gang, a biker gang, and then they went to prison and did the whole prison thing, stabbings, shoe programs, everything. These are giant Vikings. They're like 9 feet tall, big beards, covered in tattoos, and they are the nicest, most selfless men you'll ever meet. At some point in their journey, that they decided, you know what, let's turn our lives around. It's almost like they don't have an incentive to do that because they're never getting out, right? So they do this just for the betterment of themselves and others. They devote their time to helping other people. Okay, like they don't do drugs, they don't politic or gangbang, they don't deal with bullshit. They will go out of their way. They spend every waking moment either participating in programs or writing curriculum for programs or starting new programs. They have single-handedly got the prisons to accept all sorts of new programs that are rehabilitative and like for self-help. They were behind the YOP program, the youth offender program. Those two guys were behind it. Inmates were behind this. These two guys. They spent years writing letters and letters and letters to the governor, to the secretary of CDCR, to whoever would listen. And kind of like the movie Shawshank Redemption, where they just kept writing and writing and writing, they finally were able to get actual programs brought into the prison. And so they're just, yeah, awesome. So shout out to them. I hope, and they hope, we all hope that one day they might get out, even though they're without the possibility of parole, just because laws change all the time. And if they were to get out today, they would not even, you know, jaywalk. Like these dudes are, it's actually sad, because they're such kind, good-hearted human beings, and they're in a place like that. So it just kind of, it goes to show you the type of people that you can meet in there. Okay, so on the level 3 side, A and B yard, here's the yard. You see some guys playing basketball there, people working out in the background, and other guys waiting to go inside their building. So I want you to pay attention to stuff like this. All the basketball courts, the workout equipment, the picnic benches, everything there is segregated by race. The inmates have delineated each area for each race, and you can't just go into another race's area. So those pull-up bars back there, let's say those are the blacks pull-up bars. A white boy, you can't just walk over there and start hitting pull-ups. You're gonna have a lot of problems really soon. So you have to stay in your own areas, which does sound kind of racist, but it's actually not as bad as it sounds. There's some guys hanging out there. Those are probably Southsiders, Southern Mexicans, just kicking back in their little area of the yard. These guys right here are probably waiting for pill call, because they're lined up over by where the nurse is after breakfast in the morning. That's what those guys are doing. Here is a cop doing a walk. This is on the level 3 side in one of the buildings, cell living. And however many times a day, you know, the cop's going to walk around and look into the windows and make sure everyone's alive. Here's what the cells look like. I lived in a cell just like this. Basically, it's like living in a small bathroom with another man. We try to keep our cells really clean and neat, like that. So the perspective there is where the door would be. The stuff hanging up right there, that's how we dry our clothes. We do our own laundry in the cell and we hang them up to dry. You know, and notice how the mattresses are rolled up? That's a prison thing that a lot of the white boys and Mexicans do. They roll up their mattress, and it's a program thing. It makes the bed area look neat, and it's to also kind of keep you from laying down and being a bum. Level 2, this is what the dorms look like. It's the big, huge building with a bunch of mini dorms like that. That would be the day room right there. Everyone's chilling, watching TV. Solano's got a lot of programs too, like I mentioned earlier. And then here we see some flag football. Guys can get little games going, play football. I don't know what the fuck these guys are doing. This is probably some self-help group. They have all sorts of self-help groups. This is probably like yoga or something. Here's another view of the yard there. This is probably when program's over. There's no yard. Everyone's inside. Here are some new arrivals. You could tell by their nervous gait and their bags of property. Look at these fellas here hanging out. They're probably waiting to go to the classrooms or something. Just hanging out. So I guess that's going to do it, guys. That was kind of a brief tour, a brief overview of California State Prison Solano, where I spent many years there. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I hope you guys like the video. Feel free to ask questions or leave comments below. Stay fly.